Hey guys, Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and this is Mail Monday, a weekly series. It's not so much about the gameplay, thank goodness. It's about your questions and my answers to them. Here we go! What your videos mean to me. Hey Woody, I love your videos. As a 24-year-old who's hardly a gamer, it might seem odd. The reason I enjoy your videos is that your family has an uncommon bond. I know your lives together aren't perfect, but the way you present your lives, it seems as if you are hiding that. Imperfections seem to have brought you closer. My life will never be as functional, loving, or successful, but knowing that lives somewhere in the world exist like that for a group of people who couldn't be more deserving makes me happy. I love that radiates from your life. In a small way, gives me a feeling of comfort that my life lacks. It's hard to say something like this without feeling odd and over-emotional about someone I've never met, but I hope I don't come off that way. No, dude, you came off totally fine, but let's talk. There's two things I want to say. One, I never meant to hide anything. I don't know if he meant hide in a negative way, but like we are who we are, right? And when things are going great, we talk about that. You know, when Colin has his breakthrough moments and when things are awesome. When Colin had his not so great moments and developed, you know, like a Tourette syndrome effect type thing, and you know, we shared that too. And it was hard for us, but you know, it's not hard to share, but it's hard for us to accept that not everything is always so easy, that sometimes we play life on veteran mode. But like, just try this, everyone watching, right? Try going 24 hours without complaining about anything. Try going 24 hours being the solution and not the guy who comments or commentates about the problem. You know, be that guy. Be that guy who you know, makes things better instead of observing how things are bad. If you do that for even one day, watch your life get better, right? Watch your life. You know, I was this is going to sound money whorish to those of you that hate people who make money, but I was talking to a sponsor, and this is like 9 months ago or something, and you know, he was saying this or that, and I was like, oh, I've got this issue, and he said, you know, let's work on this. People that solve problems make money, and you know, that's just the business aspect of it. There's more to life than making money, but it sunk in with me. It was like, yes, people who solve problems make money, and they should, right? That those are the people who you know, who fix what's wrong. And I don't know, it just sunk in with me in a really cool way. People who solve problems make money. Instead of just commentating on what's wrong with all the things around you, instead of just looking for trouble, instead of just, you know, finding issues, drop the complaining and be awesome, right? Be the best version of you. And you know, when people talk about the uncommon bond in my family, you know, you get to do that too, right? You know, you're a 24-year-old, and I'm going to assume you're a guy, right? And forgive me for being all sexist about this, but you can lead your own family, right? And it's not even too long from now, right? You know, 2 years from now, you may have a wife and be working on your first kid. That's how close you are to this. And, you know, when you're in that spot, you're going to have some sort of leadership responsibility that you get to lay down, and you can set the tone. And when you see your wife or your kids not acting in the right way, right? A way that is either destructive to each other or not bonding right, or you know, a son picks on a daughter or vice versa, then you get to set that tone. You get to fix that. You get to say, no, this is not how we act in this family. In this family, we are same team, right? That same team is something I end up saying every day around here. You say, you know, like, oh, you guys have an uncommon family bond. You know, you get to have one too. You get to have whatever you reap what you sow. So go out there and get yours. That's, I don't know. This letter made me want to go on that rant. So anyway, you're young. You're 24. You're not leading this thing yet, but you're gonna, and I hope you do it great, because it's in everybody to do it great. You just, you know, to me, I swear, try it. Try not complaining for a whole day about anything. And if there's something that's not right, try fixing it. If you become that guy, then you become the best version of you, and things will go well. Envious of girlfriend. Dear Woody, I just want to start off by saying I love your videos. Save Jackie. Especially Mail Monday. I find myself counting down the days waiting for that video. I have a bit of a recent problem. I'm 15. I'm about to be a sophomore in high school, and I've been dating this girl for 8 months now. I really love and care about her. Well, awesome. That's cool. However, she's 6 months older than me, and she just got her driver's license, and her parents bought her a car. I'm happy for her, but I can't help but feel envious. I'm really just looking for ways to deal with my envy so that it doesn't affect the way I act around her, especially since this feeling is going to be a reality for the next 6 months. I've never seen a question involving being envious of a girlfriend on Mail Monday, so any advice you give me would be great. Thanks for taking the time to read this. Forever a sub. Well, thanks. All right, he's envious, right? If he's using the word right, and I think he is, he has some sort of feeling of resentment toward her because she has something he doesn't. That's what envy is. And it's normal and it's natural and everybody feels that way. And, this coincides with the things I've said in Mail Monday about other human failings, which is, you are not responsible for what goes on in your mind, right? That's not a bad thing. Everybody feels envy sometimes. Everybody feels, attraction at sometimes. Everybody has these thoughts and feelings that they wish that they didn't have. It's your actions that you measure yourself by, right? I had a guy who said, you know what? I'm attracted to these 15-year-olds that look like they're 20. And it's like, yeah, right. That's biological. You get to be, you're okay at that. What's not okay is acting upon it. And here you are, you're envious of your girlfriend, and she's, for the next 6 months, she's going to have something you don't. I get that. It's awesome. And you also said you're happy for her, right? You seem like a good guy. Envy's okay. Acting envious is not okay, right? Keep your mouth shut. Remember, same team, right? Like the previous letter. You and your girlfriend, you guys are in this together. You don't just have a girlfriend who has something you don't. You have a girlfriend who has something that you guys both have collectively. Now you have freedom that you didn't have before. When you want to go somewhere, when you want to do something, she can drive. And that's cool. And yeah, she's 6 months older, and that's going to be a big deal for another 6 months, at which point it doesn't really matter after that. Unless you're really keen on voting, I guess. The age might matter one more time. But you guys both have a driver's license now because you're on the same team. And if you're feeling like you wish it was yours instead of hers, yeah, well, people feel that way. Just don't act like a jerk and you'll be in good shape. Hey Woody, I recently started taking a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, and like most people that are starting, I'm not good. Most of the people in the class are more experienced than me. I recently got put to roll around with other people at the last 15 minutes of class, and we roll around with a partner. We're supposed to do it 4 to 6 times, and I rolled a total of about 21 times. I got submitted and lost every single time, and I'm feeling discouraged. I'm wondering if you have any words for advice for me on how to get better. By the way, love your content and keep up the good work. Well, thanks. All right, first the specific and then the general. You're supposed to be bad at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when you start. It's a legit thing. You're not going to step in there and be better than other people. I forget if it was 6 or 9 months, but it was literally 6 or 9 months before I tapped out a single person. For some reason, after I joined, there was a lack of signups after me. So I was the least experienced guy there for ages, and I would just go 3 days a week and get my butt kicked again and again and again and again. And it was kind of discouraging sometimes. And if I was a faster learner, maybe I would have passed by someone who started before me. Or if I was a more natural athlete, maybe that would have happened. I don't know. But it is what it is, and it took me like 6 or 9 months before I got my first tap, and then they started rolling in and things started going better, and I became, not one of the alpha dogs in the class, but one of the above average guys. And that was cool, and that's the normal BJJ progression. Of course you step in there and you don't do well. If it was easy, it wouldn't be impressive. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if you guys that know nothing about it, is a lot like wrestling, except that instead of pinning the other guy's back to the ground as an objective, your objective is to either choke him or bend his limbs backwards until he asks you to stop, at which point he's saying, "I lose, just stop." So it's like wrestling with submissions, choking or shoulder locks or whatever. So yeah, of course it's hard. But the other thing is this: you're doing it. Right? You're actually out there doing the thing. And that is where most people stop. Like, you have already stopped that first thing. Do you know how many people have an interest in the wrestling team that never took that first step and showed up for the wrestling team? Do you know how many people have an interest in any sport, whether it be baseball or football or whatever? And there's something about the sport you've chosen, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's just kind of one by one. It's a measuring contest, and there's no bullshit in it, right? There's no, like, if you play a lot of team sports, then it's every win and loss isn't necessarily your fault or your triumph. It's just, it is what it is. It's a team effort, and there's a lot of value to team efforts. I like team sports, but the one that you picked, you are measured individually every single time you're out there. And there's something brave about subjecting yourself to that a lot of people don't do. There's something like you've already crossed that threshold into being a doer. And I think it's unfair to criticize yourself for not starting out on top. You know, if you could start off on top, then that would just be silliness. It wouldn't be a reasonable sport. So, yeah, as far as specifics on how to do better, you know, this is a normal thing now that you've started rolling, is in the first 2 months or so, you're going to get an injury and quit. So many people do that. They go, they get their first injury, and they drop out. Don't be that guy, right? You know, if your neck hurts a little bit, or it's sore, or maybe, you know, chewing hurts or something because some guy locked it on in a way that's hard to deal with, then, you know, don't be the guy that quits because of some discomfort. Discomfort happens. It's part of life, and it's certainly part of combat sports. You know, I remember Joe Lozon was like, Woody, it's training. It hurts. Yeah, it's training. It hurts. You know, it is what it is. So, yeah, sadly, I couldn't backpack this team. But, yeah, you're already a winner in this thing, even if you're not winning on the mat, because you took that step to go in there, to put your effort, to get your sweat on, and to measure yourself, where most people don't do that. Keep at it, and when you measure yourself, you'll find yourself doing pretty well. So there it is. Oh, and by the way, don't beat up people with your newfound skills. It's not cool. Or I just re-listened to that. Don't beat up anyone that doesn't deserve it anyway. I'm not so bad with a little lesson taught here and there. If you want to be that guy, just make sure they deserve it.